it's just sitting there hidden away in the paperwork, and you know, who really reads the fine print?
Fine print that's flown under the radar for many home buyers and sellers for decades. Welcome to News at 10. I'm Alex Livingston.
And I'm Brian Holmes. Do you live in a mid-century subdivision? There might be some verbiage written into legal paperwork there attached to your deed that may shock you. Definitely caught us off guard.
It definitely did. In many older neighborhoods in Boise and across the country, restrictive covenants have a racist section. Our Morgan Boydston looked into the story and joins us live in one Boise subdivision where those covenants still exist. Morgan.
This neighborhood off State Street has covenants from 1945 that say what a homeowner can and can't do with their property. Included in that document, a section that says only white people can live here. Now, while it's totally illegal to enforce that now, it's still concerning for some.
Unfortunately, we were segregating people back then.
Institutionalized racism that may feel so far in the past, still in existence in black and white, saying no race other than white can live in the subdivision unless they're a domestic servant.
It's shocking. It says only people who are white. And when you read that, I mean, realtors just, you know, they want to cry because it's really hard to sell a home, where if a buyer comes to you and they see that, they're just afraid. They're just, can I buy this home? Will I lose, you know, my dream?
Written in the mid-1900s, these restrictive covenants, or CC&Rs, were attached to a homeowner's deed and enforced by homeowners associations.
It was mostly because the Federal Home Administration, the Home Loan Corporation, and the Veterans Administration were required to put these restrictive covenants in there. They had racial prohibitions. And so in order to get your loan, you had to have these things in there, and it's abhorrent.
This covenant was even reaffirmed in 1973 after the 1866 Civil Rights Act, passage of the 13th and 14th Amendments, two high-profile court cases ruling racial prohibitions are unenforceable, and the Fair Housing Act of 1968. A mid-century realtor I talked to says the good thing is
usually 60-year-old neighborhoods don't have active HOAs. There hasn't been very many conversations around it because once people know that the HOAs no longer exist, everybody understands that the CC&Rs are almost unimportant.
Fortunately, the discriminatory language is outlawed and unenforceable today.
For me and for others, it's symbolic. I mean, you don't want to look at that language, and we certainly don't want a person of color to look at that language at the house they're buying and says that only the white race can live here.
Idaho Business Review editor Anne Wallace is hoping to bring awareness to the fact that these still exist and wanted to know, why hasn't something been done?
And people told me that actually people have tried.
The downfall of not having an active HOA, it's a daunting task to get neighbors together to vote to change the covenants.
But I've been told that it has happened.
Through the HOA or by the owner of the property, they would have to get legal assistance and or have either 51% or more of the homeowners agree to remove them. So even if they can't get a majority of the HOA to agree to prohibit them or eliminate them or revise the CC&Rs, they will just say, we are not going to enforce these, and they'll make it known upon sale.
Olson and Allen calling on realtors, attorneys, local leaders to work together.
It's time to take action. Let's get them removed.
If you take a look at your covenants, Olson advises if you want to fix them or get rid of them, talk to an attorney. Alex.
All right. Thanks so much, Morgan.